Welcome, welcome, welcome. PICK-3 at a glance family, first time viewers, welcome to the channel. Happy New Year's Eve 2024. I'd just like to say congratulations to everyone that got that 182. If you was watching the video, why I'm playing the triple eights, you also seen that I said that 182 and that 637 hadn't failed all year. That's why tracking is king to winning the actual 1,000 numbers. You have to track all your own numbers for your own state. And PICK-3 at a glance strategy does that for you. It allows you to track your number, your front pair, your back pair, your single pairs, and your single digits. 4 simple, powerful strategies that I came up with after 30 years of playing PICK-3. And then there's a guy called Eddie Tipton. He rigged the lottery. So I read everything I could on him and applied it to the PICK-3 at a glance strategy. Oh, okay. Well, welcome. And tell Miss Florida I said thank you. We're real close. She was the first one when I started my channel, welcomed me as one of the PICK-3 in the PICK-3 community. And I've been real close with her ever since because I used to follow her before I started my channel. And she's a very lovely person. And you might have seen me on there a couple of times on her channel. But she's a sweetheart, and that's why I'm so close to her. She's good people. Okay. Good morning, Deborah. Glad to have you with us. Happy New Year's Eve. I started not to do a live today. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that, Nicole. Thank you for it. Yeah, well, I'm blessed to have this channel and blessed to do what I do because I know I can get a lot of people in the winner's circle. My strategy probably knocks a lot of other strategies, but I can't hold it back because I know mine works. Yep. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And because I don't use the tic-tac-toes, the date sums, the grids, the root sums, the workouts, and different strategies that a lot of them do. Mine is basically tracking the actual 1,000 numbers and tracking with foresight instead of hindsight. And a lot of those strategies are worked for hindsight. And after 30 years, I realized that that wasn't getting me anywhere. I was just spinning my wheels and not winning. And like I said, on this channel, I do show receipts for Illinois. I'm state specific for Illinois. I also was in Missouri. I'm over here temporarily, but I live in Missouri. But I only track the state I'm in because it's hard to do all those states and put up numbers for all states and tell people what to do when I know in essence, I know a lot of the guys say, well, do your homework, back check and all that. I know in essence, that's totally what it's going to be. The individual has to do the work and put their own work in winning. And that's what I base the PICK-3 at a glance strategy on. Teamwork makes the dream work. I can't do for you what you can do for yourself in your own state, tracking your actual 1,000 numbers. And that's what PICK-3 at a glance is based off of, because all the numbers run random. I don't know what everybody's opinion is about that, but there's 1,000 numbers. You only get 365 of them out of a year. And it takes 3 years for those 1,000 numbers to rotate out. And if you been following me, you pretty much see that's true because that's how I win. I track the numbers all the way throughout the year. November, December, and January is my hard hit months. That's when I win the most. I win throughout the year, but I bang up on November, December, and January. And as you've seen, if you've been following me, I've been hitting pretty good November and December. If you've been following me, I just hit the 182 yesterday. No brag, just fact. That's all I can tell y'all. No brag, just fact. So, but you got these thousand numbers here. It takes 3 years. They run randomly to come out. You're going to get this group here 1 year, this group here another year, and this group a year after that. Nothing's going to change that. That's why you have to see how these numbers are rotating and win, because all the numbers are going to be different each year until they catch up again. The numbers have to catch up with themselves and rotate every year. That's the theory. Eddie Tipton, when he put he rigged the lottery. Now, my system is not going to get you put in jail like it did him, because my system is honest, and I figured everything out to keep it honest. Because I'm 73 years old. I mean, if I go to jail, it'd be 3 squares in a cot. It might be easier there than out here, but I don't plan to do that. And I don't want nobody to go to jail with me. But Eddie Tipton, when he rigged the lottery 7 years ago, I went back and studied everything he did and everything that I could get my hands on. And I applied that to this strategy. And that let me know from where he formulated his formula, you have to use all the numbers. You can't use a part of the numbers. Yeah, this is legit. Nico, this is legit, definitely. So you have to use all the numbers. And the strategy is set up simple. I took 22 numbers, all these thousand numbers, and I combined them. I did a 111 rundown on those 22 numbers. It combined all the 1,000 numbers for you in 22 columns, and you do the 111 rundown, and you always know what number fell off of what column. That way you can actually track all the numbers and know what's going on for your state. Okay. Now, we had the 182 to come in. This is not going to be a long video because I know people are getting ready for tonight to go into 2025. So, but I just wanted to come on and do a short video here. And this OPPB, be organized, be patient, be persistent, and stick with a budget. That's the main key. Be organized. I know a lot of people got a lot of tic-tac-toes, rundowns, and algorithms and things they do, but they're kind of scattered everywhere. You got a different 1,000 different algorithms and strategies and workouts out there. But PICK-3 is, at a glance, is only one system that anybody can use in their state. One thing I do, like the 182, I keep a calendar that I put together. And I did you have to put the 182 that came in yesterday. So that gets me there. So what I'll do is do the 1-1 rundown on this 182. All right, and we're going to go from there. I'm showing you how it works, how I put the system together. Here, the 1-1 rundown on the 182. This is the winning number that came in for the day for December 30th. And you're going to add 1 to each one of these numbers and count straight down. I use this. This is the only rundown you'll ever have to use with the PICK-3 at a glance strategy. The only one to track your own numbers for your own state. Okay? You add 1 to 1, you get 2. 1 to 2, you get 3. 1 to 3, you get 4. 1 to 4, you get 5. 1 to 5, you get 6. 1 to 6, you get 7. 1 to 7, you get 8. 1 to 8, you're going to get 9. 1 to 9, you're going to get 10, but you don't use the 1. You just use the 0 on the right-hand side. And I draw a hand. And 1 to 0, you get 1. Same number at the bottom you get at the top, you add it correctly. Okay? Now, same thing here. You're going to add 1 to 8, you're going to get 9. 1 to 9, you're going to get 0. 1 to 0, you're going to get, well, you're going to get 0. You really get 10, but like I explained earlier on the 9. 1 to 9, you get 0. 1 to 0, you get 1. 1 to 1, you get 2. 1 to 2, you get 3. 1 to 3, you get 4. 1 to 4, you get 5. 1 to 5, you get 6. 1 to 6, you get 7. 1 to 7, you get 8. When you get down to the 8, you just stop. Because if you try to go any farther, you're just going to repeat all these numbers again. So there's no sense to go any farther. Okay, you're going to add 1 to the 2, you get 3. 1 to 3, you get 4. 1 to 4, you get 5. 1 to 5, you get 6. 1 to 6, you get 7. 1 to 7, you get 8. 1 to 8, you get 9. Then 1 to 9, again, you're going to get the 0. And 1 to 0, you get 1. And 1 to 1, you get 2. Same number at the top, you get at the bottom. Here's your winning number. You do the 1-1 rundown. Whenever you get a number come in here, the winning number, you do the 1-1 rundown. Like I said, I took 22 numbers, and I did the 1-1-1 rundown on those 22 numbers to get 22 columns. And here's the 22 numbers. If you want to do that and start your own workout sheet, this is strategy number 1. Strategy number 1. You can screenshot that. Do the 1-1 rundown on all these numbers like I just did, the singles and the doubles. Okay? And when you do the 1-1 rundown on any winning number that comes in, these are the base numbers, I call them. One of these base numbers, single or double, will always be in that rundown. So we want to see what column the 182 would be under. All these base numbers have zeros in them. Okay? So basically, when you do this 1-1-1 rundown here, you're basically just looking for the numbers with the zeros in them to find the base number. And see here, to find the base number. Okay? So you'll memorize these little 12 numbers after a while, and you'll be able to go down the column and spot the base number automatically. And you'll go down, and here it is. It's showing as 071, but it's really 017 because all the base numbers is in numerical order. Because all these numbers can come 6 different ways. And that's just one of the ways that the 017 can come. Okay? See, here it is, 017. Now, when you find that, here are the 22 numbers dressed up, nice and neat, with the 1-1 rundown on it. See there? You can screenshot this too to get an idea what it looked like. And I also PDF these sheets out for a $25 fee. That's inexpensive. I try to keep everything inexpensive. And you can print them out for yourself and track your own numbers for your own state. Now, we're going to find that 017. Remember, we're going to go to column 017. We got 012, 013, 014, 015, 016, 017, 018, 024, 025, 026, 027, 037. And you're going to go to the 017 and you're going to find that that 128. See it is right here? But it's going to show as the 182 going to show as 128. Okay, because everything's in numerical order. Cannot see right side of paper. Right side. Okay. Can you see it now? The right side. Can you see it now? You say you can't see the right side. Can you see the 037 at top? Up here? Can you see it, Deborah? Okay. I can see it on my screen. I can see the whole thing on my screen, so. Okay. But I can see the whole thing on my screen, so I don't know what's going on. Might be something with YouTube, but how they got you all framework on how you can see it. But once you find the column 017 and you go down and you find the 128, you mark it off, bam, you're done. That's why it's easy to track your own numbers. Now, that's why I say it's important that you know the last time your number fell. Of all these columns here, they can come, all these numbers can come 6 different ways. Okay? You're basically going to get this right, this here, you get this sheet here, okay? Print it out of the PDF. You're going to get the double sheet, okay? And you're going to get the front pair and back pair sheet. Right here. Okay? And I do personal counseling also. Now you can if you're computer savvy, I'm sure most people probably, well, I ain't gonna, so most people my age still got flip phones, so, and most people my age is the one that's playing. So that's basically what you're going to get. You can a lot of them do Excel. They put theirs together on Excel on their computers, color code and all that. Well, appreciate that, Flying Snoopy. You know, I enjoy doing this. I'm blessed to be able to have something to do after being retired after 73 years. I retired in 2020. And I was going to the front door, looking out the window, going to the back door, looking out the window, going to the front door, looking out the window, sit down on my recliner, twiddled my fingers. And I always had this system, and I said, shoot, I don't know what to do now. I always wanted to do a total book. Still probably going to do a book for it. Yep, totally bored. Totally bored. That's it. I was totally bored. So I said, let me do something with this picture of the glass. Something just came to my head. I didn't know nothing about no YouTube, no channel, no nothing. My first video, if you go back, I did it in my PJs. I had the camera upside down and backwards. They told me when I do my channel, I had to get 40 subscribers. It seemed like it took me a month to get 40 subscribers. I did. When I got to 40 subscribers, man, I was good to go. I thought had graduated out of high school or college or something. And then after that, and that's 300 and 3,600 subscribers later today. But man, and this ain't easy, y'all. I'm telling you, I am not bored anymore. Keeping this channel going, I am nowhere bored. And my channel's not that hard. I sympathize with these people that's got real channels. I'm telling you, hey, look, if I had to do what they do for what YouTube pay, and ain't nothing really. Everything I've gotten has come from you guys' support that have been really generous on the channel. But man, I ain't no wonder what I do what them people do for what YouTube give. And you look, out of 100 people, only 6 of them ever reached to qualify to get even paid on YouTube. Out of 100. And these people that's making a lot of money got more than 1 million subscribers or 500,000 subscribers or 100,000 subscribers. Those are the ones that's making real. But us little penny ante people, if I was getting paid on YouTube to do this, I wouldn't be doing it. But I do it because I know the position I was in years ago where I didn't have no help, and I thought I could do the tic-tac-toe, date sums, grids, flips, mirrors, and all that stuff to win, and was getting deeper and deeper in the hole. And something told me you got to find your own way. And when I put it together, I knew I was on to something. And then when I studied the Eddie Tipton story and see how he rigged the lottery and looked at some of the stuff he did and started applying it and see how my system would work, I knew I had something to share. And that's why I do it. I got something to share. But play responsibly. OPPB, be organized, be patient, be persistent. Stay with your budget. Don't look, let the numbers hit you. Don't try to hit these numbers. That's what I do. That's why I hold on to my numbers. I'm not jumping off and on numbers every day trying to win and not know why I'm playing the numbers. Eddie Tipton had a strategy. It was a crooked strategy, but it worked. That's all I can tell y'all. But he waited. He started with PICK-3 first to see how he could win. And then he went up to the lotto. I don't think he did the Mega Million, the Powerball, but he did do the lotto for millions. And his strategy works. But it worked with tracking all the one. He couldn't have did an algorithm with a third of the numbers. He had to have all the numbers to win and know how to choose them. Because he filled out his own cards. But he knew in advance what numbers was going to come. Because that's where he rigged the system. If you want to know, just go to PICK-3, the Eddie Tipton story. I got that on my channel, and read. And then go to YouTube and look up more stuff on him. Yeah. He was 51 years old when he did it. He got like 5 years in prison for about $1,500 million. I don't know how much he really got, but they'll never tell you. But I'm sure he got good before they caught him. Then he plea bargain, and he got 3 years. He, his brother, and a best buddy. But yeah, it works. I've been working it. I won the 182 yesterday, but I had to do the work. I don't depend on nobody else to do the work. I don't. I really don't have to, you know, with this PICK-3 at a glance strategy. Okay, now, where was we? We found these, and these numbers come 6 different ways. See, because see right here, at a glance, you're looking at 720 of these numbers, the 1,000 numbers. 720 off of these columns here. Because each one of these columns, numbers represent 60 numbers. And what I look for, working with the law average, is feeling what numbers ain't played off the columns. Then I'll line up them numbers to play. Thank you for the compliment, the comment. Yep, it works. and this just, and so you all know everything every day. See, every day you do this, you know something. You ain't guessing something. If you do one of these columns, which I can tell you might not fall in 3 months, that's 60 numbers you know ain't failed off of those 1,000 in 3 months. So when I'm playing and I win, I don't play all these numbers. I just go to the column I know I ain't played in 90 days or 120 days. That's my 10 numbers to play right there. That's how I won the 128. I mean, 182. Because I'm working off of what hasn't played. And I build a bucket list off the numbers that haven't played. That's where my bucket list come from. Not a whole bunch of numbers I do like this here. Do a rundown on and say, okay, I'm going to play all these numbers the next day and don't know nothing about none of these numbers. I don't know nothing. When I play all these numbers, I'm just as dumb as I did when I played them as when I lost. Because I don't know nothing about them. Unless I'm tracking like I'm doing now or using a strategy. But most of these numbers here, the 111 can be a 123, a 317, a 999, a 99, whatever they want to make this number out of the 1,000 numbers. And then they're going to give you a whole bunch of numbers and say play on the next day. And they're going to come in. Not in this world, not in this lifetime. And you might, and if you do win, it's going to be luck. So if you're winning by luck, what do you know? Luck runs out. You don't know nothing. I same way. I'm preaching to the choir. I same way. I didn't know nothing. I won. Barely. But I didn't win enough to make a big difference. Or know why I won. Or not even know how I lost. If you got a column here ain't paid in 90 days, and you play this column, and a different number come in, you ain't tripping because this your column. You ain't worried about another number coming in. But you know why you lost because it came in on another column. You ain't in the blind. You never in the blind tracking the 1,000 numbers for your state. Never, ever. There's no sense in playing not knowing why you're playing these numbers. We have made PICK-3 harder. Eddie Tipton made it simple. For him to do what he did, it can't be that complicated. We made it harder because we working after foresight. We doing a number here. I'm going to just do this as an example. And see all these numbers here? Well, we play these numbers. And then it says, okay, let's say, play these numbers. Then let's say the next day, 298 come in. The next day. $298 ain't on none of these numbers, right? But then they say, oh, there it was right in front of our face. All we had to do was mirror this 3. And there your 298 is, right there. Come on now. Seriously? Or you had to flip it. You should have flipped the number. Let's make another one with a flip in it. Let's say the next morning 307 307 come in. It said, oh, there it is right in front of our face. All we had to do, see this 304? You should have flipped that 4 and made it a 7. You should have flipped that 4 and made it 7. There it is, you would have caught it. No, you wouldn't have, because you didn't know why you were playing them numbers. How you gonna catch it? Or they got this other thing. Then they say, here's another one they'll use on you. And you don't see 310 going this way, right? Let's say 310. Oh, there it is right there, right in front of our face. You should have did this thing here. There it is, that 301 right there. Please, y'all, we making this stuff too hard. We making it too hard. Track the numbers in your state. You're going to get 99% of those numbers the next day to come like that, and you're going to be still as unknowledgeable as you was when you did it. You ain't going to know nothing. Or should I say, well, I did know nothing, but see here? You're not going to know anything out of these 1,000 numbers. And you're going to get 99% of these numbers if you lean on this here to try to win. We making this too hard. It ain't this hard. Especially if you use the law average and track your own numbers in your own state. And all them 1,000 numbers, midday run different from evening, evening run different from midday, period. If I stub my toe, don't mean that 888's gonna come in, period. If it's a full moon, don't mean 777's coming in, period. Playing my lucky numbers or playing my birthday don't mean they coming in unless I track them, period. Period. Thanks, Beyonce. It just don't happen. We're making this harder than it is because we playing this away. If you can change any of these numbers, you got to realize the numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9. If you change any of these, you can come up with any number over here. Any number that come the next day, if you can change any of these. I don't care if you flipped it, mirrored it, tossed it, turned into what you're doing with it. If you change one of them, you're going to get the number that came out. And what you know? Nothing. Nothing. But every time you do this here, I'm going against the grain, y'all, but I got to. I can't just let this ride on me. I got to. When you look down here and see that a column ain't failed for 90 days, you know something. Or 60 days, 30 days, you know something. You ain't in the dark. And I ain't talking about flipping none of this stuff or mirroring none of this. I'm talking about you know that 60 numbers ain't failed in 90 days or 120 days. Then you can measure out how long, okay? When you start tracking, you'll see about how long it takes for a column to come out. On a column like this, I'll play if it's 90 days out. I'll play a straight box, but I don't only know what I'm going to play a straight box or 50 box. I also know what numbers ain't hit off that column. I also know what number and its opposite ain't hit off that column. That's how I hit the 182, because the 637 ain't failed out all year. You can't guess that. You got to know that. You can't guess it. That's how I hit the 377, because I knew the 37 hadn't failed on the front pair all year. That's how I hit the 285, because I knew that the 285 and its opposite number hadn't failed all year in Illinois. I only been over here 6 months, but I did the work. I went back and tracked to see what everything was and lined everything up. Same way you're going to have to do. If you want it. If you don't, you won't. Hit the 377, the 799. I know what numbers I'm playing. Am I going to hit every day? No, I don't care if I don't hit every day, because the numbers are on your side, because I'm tracking them. I ain't guessing them. We making it harder than what it needs to be, especially with this. I don't know where this stuff comes from. I know where it comes from now. It's making a lot of people a lot of money. This is making a lot of people a lot of money. I'm going against the grain. This is making a lot of people a lot of money. Same way with the tic-tac-toes. I guess maybe I might say I was a victim of this. I was a victim of this. A victim. Like the 182. You're going to do a 182 here. And they're going to have you go down and say, okay, you're going to add 1 or whatever. They can do the 182 this way. They can do it this way or this way or that way or this way. However they want to do it. And you're going to be just where you was when you started doing it. And add a 1 to this 2, you get 3. 1 to 3, you get 4. 1 to 4, you get 5. 1 to 5, you get 6. 1 to 6, you get 7. 1 to 7, you get 8. What you know about that? Then, let me see, can I get this over here? I might run out of room. But then all you're going to do is, I might can get it down here. Let me see if I can get it down here a little bit. But I just want to give you an idea. I was a victim of this. I think I'm going to use that. A victim. That's what you are. I'm a victim of this. I was a victim of it. I don't know where it came from now, but it's what it is. It is what it is. Now, you got this one. You're going to say, you're going to go across this away. You're going to go 154. You're going to go 683. I hope y'all can see this. 683. And you're going to go 782. I'm going to do a little to give you the principle of it. And then you're going to get some more numbers here, which you're going to go down this way. 167. 167. Then you're going to go 588. Let's do 588. You're going to do 432. Okay. Then you're going to go, then they want you to do the corners. In essence, you're going to get, out of this here, you're going to get 10 to 12 numbers per se to play, trying to win the next day. Okay? But you don't, if you ain't doing tracking these numbers, you don't know nothing about none of these numbers. So why would you play them? You're just a victim of trying to play in the dark. I don't play no number unless I done did and followed this here and lined them up. And when in this here, I know how long each one of these been, so each one of these columns will fill. These is the pairs, which is 2,710 single pairs in the 1,000 numbers in this triangle that I put together, that I formulated from watching Eddie Tipton. 2,710 pairs right here that I can track every day and know what pair ain't filled every month. How many pairs ain't filled every month? And what pairs are left to carry over working with the law average? Whatever pairs not played to carry. Same way strategy number 3. What single position them numbers didn't fall in? Same way Eddie Tipton had to do his formula. He had to line these numbers up where they made sense. Not this here. You can't win this. How you gonna win it? And I don't care how long it takes you, you still ain't gonna win it. But this here, you can win. I'm winning. I hit 5 times this month. I don't know what else I gotta show. Which I don't show a lot. But I'm just trying to tell y'all we're making this harder than it is. And I want everybody in their own state to track their own numbers. Track midday separate from evening, evening separate from midday. Numbers don't travel. These 1,000 numbers doing what they want to do, running random. Numbers don't bring numbers. They running random. The only thing you're going to know what these numbers are doing is you got something that's organized, that makes sense, that you can look at and know what's going on with them. And not be a victim of this. And if somebody want to argue with me, they have to prove me wrong. And I don't think they can. They can't tell me that it's better to know that a column ain't hit in 90 days or 120 days. That a pair ain't hit in 120 days. That a single number, a 7, ain't hit in 2 months with no number. This is the stuff I know. That's what I'm talking about, building strategy and skill set. Or what front pair and back pair to rotate every year. We can't tell you that. None of this is going to tell you anything you need to know to win. To really win. It ain't going to do it. I don't care how long it take you. I don't care how long it take you. Now, so on strategy number 2, how I track the single pairs. We had the 182 to come in. You got 3 separate numbers, so you're going to have 3 separate pairs. Okay? You're going to have the 12, which came in already for the month. The 18, which came in already for the month. and you're going to have the 28. I said 28 and the 18. Oh, no, I didn't. I didn't mark off 28. The 12, the 18, and the 28. My eyes watering. Yeah, that's 28. See, that's your single pairs. On your double pairs, doubles are a number with two like numbers in it, like 112. So if 112 come in, you can mark off the 12, the 11 and the 12. And if a triple come in, like the triple eights we waiting on, they flat. Every time I think about these triple eights, I am laughing because they are messing with our heads. The triple eights we waiting on. They try to mess with my head. But see, years ago, when I seen all them eights fall and my eights hadn't failed, I'd have jumped off the mates, but I'm going to stay on the mates. And I know how to stay on them. So the eights, and see this reason why I'm on this 3-3 and this 8-8 didn't fall at all last month. Another reason I'm on the triple eights, 8-8 front pair, which I showed you earlier, hadn't failed on the front all year. That's how I hit the 885 and the 884. I got receipts on this stuff. I'm not making none of this up. It's the 885 and the 884. Then the 88 itself hadn't failed since July. The pair. But I wouldn't know that if I wasn't tracking the actual numbers with this simple sheet here, this simple triangle, strategy number 2. I wouldn't know it. Couldn't know it. You ain't gonna know it with this. How you gonna know it? When you can flip and change and mirror everything to make it what you want it to be. How you gonna know it? You ain't. I was a victim of it. I was a victim of it. It didn't make sense. How you gonna win to something that don't make sense? Even though the numbers are random, you still can organize them like I got them here. And so when a triple come in, I would mark off the double zeros or the double ones, twos, or threes. And everything, if you can see it, I got lines under that didn't come out. I can tell what didn't come out the previous month. So I'm tracking and I know how I want to play those numbers. You can build a strategy and a skill set off of watching what the numbers are doing. The actual numbers, not these numbers, not none of these numbers. Because you don't know nothing about them unless you went back or see. Even doing this, and you see one of the numbers that you plan on this list, I wouldn't go off this list. When you do your homework, you go and do, when they say go back and look for your patterns and all that and do your homework, you have to track the actual 1,000 numbers to do homework. You can't do, ain't no homework off no patterns on this. Ain't no homework off of patterns. Ain't no homework off of rundown or workouts. You have to track the actual 1,000 numbers. You have to. Sorry. I'll be a victim like I was. That's all I can say. Now here, it's tracking single numbers. They used to say track single numbers, and if the single number is cold, play that single number. But me, I said, okay, Eddie Tipton said, you want to put this here in an order like that. I think it was in there to be organized. You have to put everything. Those algorithms and stuff are not organized, not unorganized. They're very organized. That's how he won. His algorithm, whatever it was he used, wasn't a random thing. It was very organized for him to be able to pick the numbers. And you have to be very organized to pick the numbers. We have to be very organized to pick the numbers. Or he wouldn't have been able to do it. You think he would have been able to pick them numbers like this? And he'll tell you he wouldn't have. And here, so I made 3 columns from 0 to 9. And the 182 is here on front. I mark off the 1. I mark off the 8 in the middle and the 2 on the end. Now I know that every one of these numbers have been marked in their position, right? So that tells me that no number has not hit, right? So now when I go over to the next month with a sheet just like this is a monthly sheet. When I go over next month, I'm going to just start from scratch. I'm cool with that on this. So I'll just start from scratch. There's nothing you can do. If everything comes in, that's cool. That's cool. You're good with that. But if they don't, like I was saying, in Missouri, no 7 had hit for 2 months because I was tracking. For 2 months, no 7 had hit. I thought I was tripping. But I won because I started playing triple sevens. Had to come. Law average. If they don't come, they cheating. They cheating. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. And that's what I'm afraid with these wild balls on PICK-3, because it's easy for them to use the algorithm where they pick the number instead of letting the machine pick the number. And if they're doing that, I'll be done with PICK-3 pretty much. I'll be done with all of it because there's no way you're going to win if they picking the numbers. There's no way. Like on the slot machines, letting you know, fixing them where they can hit the jackpot when they want. PICK-3 was a little harder because they couldn't. Those 3 numbers, see them. Those 3 numbers, it was hard to mess with them using the law average. But when they added that 4th ball to me, and they changed the PICK-3 into the PICK-4, got 10,000 numbers now, and changed the PICK-4 into the PICK-5, that's got 100,000. So this here is still working. I'm still winning with it, but it seems like it's harder to hit the numbers exact. Okay, that's what I'm seeing with that wild ball and fireball. You can still work with the law average with it, but it's harder to hit the numbers exact. But you can study it. You can get them exact. But if they start letting that AI start tracking the payout, the least amount on the numbers, it's a done deal. And that's what I'm looking at. It's a done deal, y'all. And y'all gonna be able to know it too. Y'all gonna be able to know changes and what's going on with the numbers, tracking the actual 1,000 numbers. You ain't gonna know nothing with this. Not iota, zilch, zero, nothing. You just ain't gonna know it. I believe me, when they start messing around, I'm gonna know it. I ain't gonna be guessing it. I'm gonna be knowing it because I know what these numbers do. And they ain't set up for you to win. They set up for you to lose. And they ain't set up for you to win every day. They ain't set up for you to retire off of. But you can bang them. You can get them for thousands of dollars, yeah, for sure. But I wouldn't retire because they can always change the game. They run the game. They can change it anytime they get ready to be whatever they want. If you start hitting them too hard on PICK-3, they can take PICK-3 out, period. So no, don't set your eggs in this. I do it because I enjoy it because I like playing with the numbers now and seeing how they run. Because they running all these 8s, but they came with them triple 8s, and I ain't about to jump off of them. Me with the 8s, like I'm showing you here, I'm running them. I'm running them for the triple. I'm running these 8s alone, no other triples. I'm running these 8s alone until the end of January. I am. Today is the last day, pretty much, that I had posted for them to be up. But I know, like I said, I realized that the 8 fell on the front pair all year, and it just came 5, and 8, 4, which I hit. Okay. Also, it hadn't played on the back but once in January as 2A8, pretty much, I believe. Yeah, 2A8. Okay. What'd she say? She said for they and I can only play them. You don't have time to track numbers, so okay. Hey, um, sorry to hear that. And player don't bet any sports. That's the only way I know is to track, and I got it simple where it takes you less than 10 minutes to track them. So if you ain't got 10 minutes to track the numbers, I don't know what to say. I really don't. I really don't. And I don't give numbers. I don't put up numbers because it's got to be you to do the work. I tell people in Illinois, I'm telling you what I play. Because for one reason, if you tracking the numbers, you might see something that I might not see and bang them. Okay? It takes about 10 minutes, if that, to do what I'm doing here. And so I'll play eights all the way into end of January. But only way I play triples, if I only play triples toward November, December, and January, okay? If no triple, and the way I play, if no triple has failed from January all the way up to October for the whole year, pretty much. Unless I see something that stands out like these eights, is when I play them. Okay? So, but I don't do triples because triples pay the least, and they don't pay any more, and they harder to hit. Okay? So that's pretty much how I play it. No triples. I really don't. But these eights, I couldn't pass them up because I'm already saying we're going against the law average. The law average is three triples out of a year on average since I've been tracking. Three triples out of a year. We've already had four on the evening draw and had about 5 or 6 on midday just glancing that I was looking at. And we had the triple fives, the triple six, the triple sevens, and the triple nines. And I hit the triple nines in the same principle that I'm doing this eights on, because the mirror of it, the 4 and the 9 hadn't played for almost 3 months together. The mirror, I mean the opposite pairs here. This is what I mean by building a strategy and a skill set. Okay? So I'm using that same principle here. But if it don't come, I'm cool with that, because I know where my limit is at. I'm sticking to my budget. And at the end of January, I'll be done with them. But I do have the money to play like that. You might not. I would suggest, if you want to, just put 50 cents and forget them for maybe 50 cents straight for 5 draws or 6 draws, 7 draws, whatever you play in your state, and forget about them. And then when they hit in Missouri, that'd be $300, or Illinois, that's $250. So you don't even have to worry about them. Whenever they come, they'll hit. You ain't got to try to run and play them every day. That's how I play. If it's a number that I'm locked into, I don't worry about trying to play it every day. I'll just run it for a week or 2 weeks. Like that. And then when they come in, I gather my other bucket list of numbers to play. Like that. And like here, I just start strategy number 3 over again. Okay. Then strategy number 4. Front pair, back pair. Okay. And that's going to be the 1-8 and the 8-2 back. So we got the 1-8 here. We can see it fell already. Right here. And we got the 8-2 on the back. Right here. Okay. So that let me know that now I know for the whole year until tomorrow what's left. And so far, here in Illinois, I know the 17 on the front ain't fail. The 3-7 just failed because we hit the 3-7-7. And the 5-0 on the front ain't fail. That ain't bad. I'm telling y'all. been tracking these. It's usually 6 or 7 these front pairs and 6 or 7 of these back pairs be left in Missouri. That ain't bad. I'm telling you. Just to have two, and I can play these, and whatever when one of these, and don't have to put heavy on it, just enough to make some money to put right back in them eights. And then these here it's only 3 of them. The 2 on the back, the 3 9 on the back, and the 50 on the back. But by tracking, I already know how I'm gonna play these to win. I know this 5-0 right here, this 5-0 on the front, and this 5-0 on the back hasn't played. Now, one way I would probably definitely play them. One way I definitely play them. I know that 500 and 550 ain't played. Okay, so I'm definitely gonna play the 500 and the 550 front and back, and I'm definitely gonna play the 050 like that. Now, if you can play front pair and back pair, I would suggest that you play 05. Wait a minute. Oh, that's clear. You play the 05 50 cent front, the 05 50 cent back front, 05 50 cent back, the 50 50 cent front, and the 50 50 cent back. Now, if that 50 comes in anyway for, let's see, this would be $5. Now I'll play these straight box for sure here. Okay. And I would play this here. Or I'll wheel that 50 too. You can do it this way. When I say wheel, this is how you wheel the numbers. You want 500, 501, 502, 503, 504, 505. Now remember, you can track all these numbers, but you don't want to play them all. 506. Develop your skill set. 8, 509. You'll be able to see them. That's what I'm saying. That's the important thing, is that you see what's going on with the numbers. And I usually do this 50 cent box. You know, when I hit and got money to invest in it, I do that 50 cent box like that, all the way down. And like I say, I probably would do these straight box, $8. But then when I want to cut back, I can cut back this way to $5. Or I would do these just 50 cents straight. Don't do them on the box end, okay? Do these 50 cents straight, like these here 50 cents straight, and run this whole line 50 bucks. And say this don't come in. If anything other than this 500 of this 055, which I know ain't here, come in, then any of this do come in, I'll load up on this. See what I'm saying? And then also you would look at your pairs. I think they had the 5. Okay, maybe. Yeah. I'm going to show the larger sheet of strategy number 2, because I have a big sheet of strategy number 2 that I use. Then, since I'm looking at that 50, I'll be tracking that 50 pair to see if next month my eye is already on that 50, because I know that 50 front and back ain't failed. And I'll be keeping my eye. So if I'm tracking here as I'm watching, and I see 50 ain't failed in 2 months, 3 months, Okay, I'm picking up that 5-0 column and running it. Any pair, because these pairs I know for a fact can take 3 months and a pair don't show up at all. That's why I say it's a marathon, not a sprint. And once you're tracking, you'll see that to win. That you can bang them. You can bang them. Okay, any questions, anybody? I do PDFs that I send through the email. Egypt. And you print them out at the library. They can print them out for you off your phone. Or you can just do this longhand. For the computers, I put this together, just wrote them out and made copies of the sheets after I wrote them out. You ain't got to really, because I do charge for the PDFs. I mean, hey, we in this together. I do the best I can, as least expensive as I can. Okay. Yeah. I did it longhand. Wrote it all. All this was longhand before. Wasn't no computer for me to do it with it. I just kept organized. That's it. Any other questions before we call it quits? I know everybody probably got chicken and balloons and whistles and everything getting ready to go for the new year. I know I'm gonna be getting ready for something. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna be with my twin or what. All right, family, this is it. So, like I said, I was a victim of everything. So I realized the only way to really get in the winner's circle and get them right is to track the actual 1,000 numbers and always know why I'm playing my numbers. I don't play no number unless I didn't track it and I know why I'm playing it. Yeah. So as I always say, congratulations everybody that got that 182 that seen the video yesterday and I told everybody what I was playing. So play them till they come make that money, y'all. Peace and love. God bless. If you're tracking, you'll soon be packing. The lucky town. Tracking is king. And Happy New Year.